Shoobity bop, shoo bop, I wanna love you. Shoobity bop, I wanna love you, baby. Shoo ah, shoo ah. All right, so outrage shocks the nation. Well, allegedly, outrage shocks the nation. So apparently, a lot of rich kids, their parents were paying into this fake charity, which was allowing them to get into all of these top universities, like Yale and things like that. Basically, without doing financial aid, without going through the proper application process, without actually going through the hard work and dedication it actually does to sit there and do financial aid, to do your application, to do your FAFSA. So it's been going on for about 50 years, so they say. And now it's finally come to light. It's finally been busted out. And people are shocked and pretending that, they didn't know that this was going on. And my thing is, so when I went to college, they had just closed a lot of, Philadelphia high schools. So I had to spend my last year at a different high school. And we did not have counselors. We didn't have, help. We didn't have anything like that. So I had to do my FAFSA, my my applications, all that. I had to mail all this. I had to make sure it got there. Like I did all of that by myself, and that was hard work. And I applied to a lot of schools, and I did get into all of my schools, including Morehouse. Woo woo. But that took a long process. I had to go through like various interviews. They interviewed me like various times. I had to do phone interviews, things of that nature. So it's like, well, now, people are finding out that these, rich children have just been getting into school based off the fact that their parents are rich and they're paying, into trust, into certain things to make sure that, their kids, successfully get into schools, without actually going through the proper channels. And to me, that's very unfair. It is very unfair. It's very unfair to, kids who have to go through that process, kids who really have to work hard and still may not even get into schools. And then even, their grades weren't even up to par. Like, their GPAs and their grades weren't up to par. So, it was just, people, just getting into schools based off the fact that, they are rich, which is unfair because you have really smart people who may not have the means to, buy the way into school, but they did have the grades and still may not have been accepted. So I just think that, I mean, I'm not shocked that I'm not gonna act, I'm shocked. Is it unfair? Yeah. But, at the end of the day, I feel like, when you don't have those means and you don't have a way to cheat, it makes you, it makes you smarter. It makes you driven. It makes you, to me, it makes you, the better candidate, for the running of America because you understand that, it's hard out here. You understand that it's hard, to make the success doesn't just happen overnight. Unlike for these rich kids where your parents, mommy and daddy could just buy you into Yale when we gotta pay our, like we gotta pay for we gotta pay for application fees, you gotta pay for this, you gotta pay for that, remember I told you we didn't have help, so you gotta go to the library, you gotta pay for these faxes, you gotta pay for everything coming back and forth, and you gotta be on top of that as well as finishing your senior year, and all that good stuff. So to me it's just weird, that this is just coming out. I'm glad it's coming out, but I feel like, they're like, oh, it's been going on for 50 years. It's probably been going on for longer. And I do think that, this outrage is like, you mean to tell me they didn't notice? Like, this is how rich people get ahead. This is how nepotism works. This is how the temps stay the talented temp because they don't allow, they try their hardest to not get, to not let people succeed or make it to, these certain levels. And, I think that is, it's inappropriate as hell, but I am glad that it came to light. But that's really crazy. The fact that, they don't have the proper grades or may not have the proper grades. They may not have the proper GPA. They didn't apply for the school. They didn't go through FAFSA applications, but yet they're at the top universities and are they and excelling, but hey, and it's been going on for 50 years and they just finding out. Hmm. Anyway, tell me what y'all think in the comments. Do y'all feel like, um, this is going on for longer? Do you feel like, they just busted this out for some reason? Or do you feel like, there's something more to this? Let me know.